when we think about stress, particularly excessive stress, this is what happens. So, one stressor will lead to another, and they kind of impact and intensify each other. You shift from your prefrontal cortex, the learning brain, to the limbic system, all about survival, and you get physically depleted. And so, when you are physically depleted, whether that's like really, from mental strain, from too much stuff going on physically, it does make you more vulnerable to, not just anxiety, but things like colds, insomnia. You feel more on edge. You snap at people, and anxiety consumes a lot of our energy, and that physical drain results in the anxiety increasing, and then round and round we go. And so when we think about, what are some major contributors to anxiety, excessive stress is, right up there. So too much stress, not reducing it, not restoring around it. And the interesting thing about stress is that there's a contagion effect. So if you are around other people that are stressed and you aren't well resourced, you will pick up on that stress and you will kind of adopt it, and it will kind of end up increasing any stress that you might have. Contagion can also be positive, though. So if you're around a lot of positive people that are, well restored, that, they're doing things that they like, then that energy can also transmit to you as well. Urbanization. So, being in an urban city, and not having exposure to green spaces, or not enough exposure to green spaces, the frantic pace of urbanization, the lots of screen time, the disconnecting from people, all of those can contribute. So parental anxiety. So if a parent is anxious, that can transmit to the child through that contagion effect. Overly competitive, a lot of things that we do today are about, be first, win, be the best. And for some children, that can be a good thing. It kind of motivates them to strive to be the best. And for other children, that can be very debilitating. I should say that, anxiety is not just negative. Small amounts can actually be a positive thing depending on the situation, but small amounts of anxiety can motivate us to study for a test, can motivate us to do well in some kind of a sport, can motivate us to do well in terms of, creating a presentation. But it's when anxiety gets too much, when the stressors get too many, when you're not able to restore, that it becomes the negative. So social media, it's conditioning us to have these quick responses and to expect that. And so things like reflection and problem solving, and self and other perspective taking, are being absolutely consumed by social media. And it's that need for an instant response. And if you don't get it, what does that mean? If I put a picture out there and it's not instantly liked by 500 people, oh no, does that mean that I'm a horrible person because that picture wasn't liked by people? So social media can absolutely increase our stress and anxiety. And then mismatch theory. So, as human beings, we are not really meant for urban life. Historically, we were meant for, food gathering and movement and challenging ourselves both mentally and physically almost every day. And so urban life, you can end up in front of a computer screen all day. Certainly, during our sheltering that's been happening over the last several weeks, screen time has increased for many, many people. And, out in nature has decreased. And so, on an internal drive, we are meant to, connect with people, to move, to be with others, to challenge ourselves. And that mismatch can really also increase our stress.